Go on and get it. Get your cookies. Oh, man. It is a sad day. But also a glorious day for you Edmonton Oilers fans. Welcome back to It's About Hockey. I'm Mason, and today we're going to talk about the elimination of the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Finals in Game 6. Stars fans, how are we doing? I'm sad. I'm not a Stars fan. Obviously, I've been rooting for the Stars. I'm wearing the Stars today because I'm wearing it in memorial or remembrance. There we go. For the Dallas Stars and their playoff run that they had this year. Stick taps. You guys took down the Stanley Cup champions in the Vegas Golden Knights, the Colorado Avalanche, the other Stanley Cup champions. And you may have lost to the potential Stanley Cup champions of this year. Maybe. I'm not going to say that's the case, but they look pretty good. We're going to talk about this game, man. But again, Stars fans, thank you for rocking with me to this point. Hopefully you guys continue following along, not just for game recaps, but for stuff I have planned in the future. But thank you for following along, and it was a good ride. It was a fun ride. Trust me, I was rooting for the Stars pretty hardcore this year. I had picked you guys to win the whole dance. Obviously, it doesn't happen for you guys this year. Mostly rooting for Joe Pavelski. Man, those heartstrings were pulled at that shot at the end of the game. We're not going to go view that because I don't feel like crying. I don't feel like tearing up. Not that I would tear up, but it's an emotional ride for someone I've rooted for and for many people who have rooted for. So we're not going to get to that. But let's talk about the game because it finally happened for the Edmonton Oilers. And Edmonton Oilers fans, I'm gonna line you up. I'm gonna throw you a layup here. So let's do it. All right, like I said, Oilers withstand late Stars rally in Game 6, advance to Stanley Cup Final. It finally happened for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid is going to get his chance to do his dance in the dance. What can you say? I mean, I guess what you could say is finally, it finally happened. What was crazy about this game is how it happened. Edmonton Oilers only registering 10 shots the whole game. That's crazy. And what's really crazy out of this whole deal for me is Stuart Skinner. All right. If you have followed me along these playoffs, you know my opinion on Stuart Skinner. It hasn't changed, and it still hasn't changed. I will give him his cookie for this game. The Edmonton Oilers do not advance to the Stanley Cup Finals in Game 6 without Stuart Skinner. Fact. 34-10 on shots. Dallas was throwing shots at the net. And I will say this. As good of a game as Stuart Skinner had last night, the Dallas Stars shots, attempts on net, they weren't great, okay? Stuart Skinner stopped 30, how many shots did he 35 shots altogether. 35 shots altogether. But the shots that were getting towards the net, they weren't great. They weren't like scoring opportunities every time. It's not like he played like freaking Patrick Wall or Dominik Hasek. He wasn't making absurd saves. He was making easy saves. It was a lot of them. I mean, there was a couple here and there. I'm not going to say he didn't have a couple good saves during the game. But, I mean, come on. Like, everyone wants to credit Stuart Skinner, myself included. I'm going to credit him. He played a good game. He played the game he had to play in order to advance to the Stanley Cup. He needed one good game, and he got one. Or the Edmonton Oilers needed one good game, and they got one. But they weren't crazy. And for me, it's not about Stuart Skinner so much as it is the team in front of him. Edmonton played an amazing defensive game the last, I want to say, 2.5 games. They shut down the middle of the ice against the Stars, like kind of how Vegas was doing it early on when the playoffs first started. That's how you beat Dallas. They come up the gut, and Edmonton was just collapsing on them every single time in their own defensive zone. all Dallas's shots for the most part. I would pull it up, but I haven't set it up yet. But I can guarantee you most of those shots that they faced or Stuart Skinner faced tonight came from the outside, and they were easy saves. Like as soon as Stuart Skinner went down in the butterfly position, they were hitting him right in the chest. He was giving up no rebounds, which is great. That's great for Stuart Skinner for sure. But that's not the Dallas Stars, man. Like they needed to crash the net hardcore, and they just could not crash the net because they were clogging up the middle. They couldn't get in there. So to me, it's more about how Edmonton's playing defensively than it is Stuart Skinner, if that makes sense. Stuart Skinner had a great game. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's more about the defensive effort from the Edmonton Oilers. Will he have the same performance against the Florida Panthers? Will the Edmonton Oilers have the same defensive performance against the Florida Panthers? That's a different video, and we're going to talk about that one probably tomorrow. But we're going to talk about this game and the facts. We like to go over the facts. I like to go over the facts. Not a whole lot to write about here or to talk about here. Like I said, Edmonton 10 shots, Dallas Stars 34. Face-off percentage that went to Dallas's way, 57 to 43. Power play has been made its presence felt for the Edmonton Oilers. It finally happened after Chris Knobloch complained to the refs in the media. I did the count. I'm not going to say that's the reason why, but Edmonton's power play finally got clicking. It looked crazy. I think Connor McDavid's goal was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't say a bad thing about that play. That is what I expect from Connor McDavid, the golden boy of the league. I expect plays like that to happen. When it happened, I was like, oh man, let me see how Twitter's reacting to this thing, because it went berserk. And rightfully so. Beautiful goal. We're going to look at that one here in a second. Penalty minutes, again, 6-4. Hits. Dallas came out hitting last night, 31-15. I've talked about Dallas and hitting in all my videos. It hasn't been their game. It really hasn't. Up until like the last few games, they weren't throwing the body as much. They were doing it last night. I think that's out of frustration. I think that is what you're supposed to do in any other series. I think it's what you're supposed to do, but that's not their game. I think they were trying to create opportunities by taking the body away, which you should do. But again, just clogging up the middle, that just screwed Dallas up so bad, or so well for Edmonton, however you want to view it. Again, not crazy. Block shots, 19-7. Edmonton, again, clogging up the middle. There's where the shots were coming from. Blocking those shots and getting those lanes. Giveaways, takeaways, tied, 17-19. Cool. And then we go to the 3 stars of the game. Rightfully so, Stuart Skinner, Skinny, getting the number 1 star of the game. Connor McDavid, 2nd star of the game, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. And then Mason Marchment closing out the Dallas' season. Last goal scored was from a Mace. I see you, boy. It did get interesting towards the end there. Like when they scored, they tied it up. Like, oh, hang on. I was waiting for some of that playoff magic, waiting for that Pavelski tying goal. Didn't happen, obviously, but Pavelski had a really good game. Probably the best game he's had all playoffs. That dude was struggling these playoffs. We've gone over it already. 19 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points, -5. The writing is on the wall. I think Joe Pavelski, if he's got anything left in the tank, I don't think Dallas signs him. I think they would be happy to at a really crazy discount. But with the way Dallas is going to look next year, I think that's going to determine a lot for Joe Pavelski, or for the Dallas Stars if they want Joe Pavelski. If Joe Pavelski doesn't hang him up, you kind of got the feeling that he was going to. I don't know. I'm kind of like 60, 40, 75%, 20%, 25%. He's going to retire. If he does, he needs to come home. He needs to come home to the Sharks, retire as a Shark. Let's just be real. Okay. But not a great performance from Joe Pavelski. But last night's game, probably his best performance all night. We saw a little bit of vintage Pavelski in that one. If he's going to retire, he's got to go out playing his game. He played it last night. He didn't get on the score sheet, but great game from him. Number 1 star of the night, Stuart Skinner. Let's go look at his numbers because they've been good. Like I said, I think it's more about the team and playing in front of them. So I don't want to say a bad thing about him, but I think Edmonton's defensive game is making it easy for Stuart Skinner. It's like how Vegas did it when they won the Cup last year. Aiden Hill played great. He made a couple big saves here and there, but it was the Edmonton Knights. I was going to say the Vegas Golden Knights defensive team that won them that game or won them that series. I won them the cup eventually. So if Edmonton can keep playing this way, hey, you never know. But looking at Stuart Skinner last night, 0.971 save percentage. The last 3 games, his save percentage has gone up. And again, I'm not going to say it again, but I will. Edmonton played better defensively the last 3 games. And what do you know? Stuart Skinner doesn't have to go berserk and make crazy Dominic Hasek-like saves. Very good. Very good, Stuart Skinner. You have proved me wrong. Like I said in all my other videos talking about Edmonton, and even like the preview matchup for the Western Conference Finals, I said Edmonton has the upper hand on everything as far as their matchup goes, except for the goaltending. Stuart Skinner came up big, and rightfully so. You guys advanced. Proved me wrong for sure. I still think I don't think he's crazy of a good goalie. He just makes the saves when he needs to, and if Edmonton plays like they've been playing, it's an easy job for him. Let's go look at Connor McDavid's goal, because this thing was freaking beautiful. Edmonton Oilers fans, here's your shot. Here's your shining moment from me. All right. I'm just gonna let it play because it's freaking beautiful here. Little dipsy doodle, little toe drag, inside, outside, backhand. Whew. Top shelf. A little McDavid magic. First shot of the game as well. That was vintage. I would say vintage, but it's kind of what we expect from Connor McDavid. Absolutely beautiful. This is on the power play. Like I said, inside, outside, forehand, backhand, boom. Absolutely crazy goal. Now, I want to talk about this goal a little bit, and the goal itself is beautiful, and this is why this goal right here, or this what I'm going to show you, or what you guys hear, is why I hate the Canadian media, and this is the one reason why I don't want to see Connor McDavid in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is me and my salty hater moment, because it's all they talk about. We're going to go hear a clip from the 32 podcast that dropped this morning from Jeff Merrick and Elliot Friedman. It's horrible. I don't understand. Well, if you guys have an opinion on Elliot Friedman, I know a lot of people do. So do I. This just proves that I can't stand Canadian media. I'm going to let this thing play. Let's do it right here.
Well, there's a few things to remember from that one. First of all, the McDavid power play goal early, the first shot on net in the proverbial stick handling in a phone booth. How many times have you heard that cliche? Oh, this guy could stick handle in a phone booth. That's how tight it was for McDavid. And that's Miro Heiskanen, that he did that to Elliott, which is not lost on anybody.
Well, can I talk to you about that one for a second?
Sure.
So someone sent me a text, and they said, this shows McDavid's incredible hockey IQ.
I'm going to go back a quick second here.
Jay, oh, this guy could stick handle in a phone booth. That's how tight it was for McDavid. And that's Miro Heiskanen, that he did that to Elliott, which is not lost on anybody.
Well, can I talk to you about that one for a second?
Sure.
So someone sent me a text, and they said, this shows McDavid's incredible hockey IQ. Tanev would have been there normally as a right-hand shot, but he's in the penalty box. So Heiskanen's there, and McDavid sees that. It's left-hand shot versus right-hand shot, and you can see Heiskanen's all twisted. That is McDavid turning an elite Norris Trophy caliber defenseman inside out because he recognizes Heiskanen's on his weak side.
That was the stupidest take I've ever heard from Elliot Friedman. Okay, let me finish. Hang on.
And that makes that goal even more incredible to me.
Yeah.
And which I didn't.
What he says is Connor McDavid thought this whole thing out. That, Miro Heiskanen's here. First of all, he's not a right-handed shot. He's a left-handed shot. Elliot Friedman, come on. It's left hand versus left hand. Okay. Connor McDavid did not make this specific play because Miro Heiskanen's there. He makes this play because, one, he's trying to drive Heiskanen to the outside. Heiskanen thinks he's going to go to the outside. So, look, he's off balance already, thinking he's going to go wide. McDavid does what he's supposed to do, pull it back inside, and go top glove. That is not because Miro Heiskanen is there. It's not because McDavid is a genius. It's because McDavid is a very skilled player. Get off your goddamn high horse, Friedman. That was just Connor McDavid being Connor McDavid. It had nothing to do with who's in the box, who he's playing against. It's just a hockey play. That just tells me you have no idea about the game of hockey. You've never played it. You've never been in a situation like that. Get off your goddamn high horse. I'm sorry, I'm a little amped up on that. It's stupid shit like this that makes people hate Canadian media as much as they do. Yeah, it's a great play. Everyone agrees it's a great play. Don't call out stupid shit like that. Oh, someone sent me a text message. Just say who it is. It's not a freaking hidden source. If someone said that, let it be known. Don't try to sound smart on a podcast. You sound like a fucking idiot. Great play by McDavid, but holy shit, that was a bad take by Elliot Friedman. God damn. There's a couple more of these in this podcast today that just makes me it makes me mad. You can tell in the tone of my voice how mad this thing made me to hear this. I was actually in the shower when I heard this, and I had to go back and think did he just say that in for real? This is who people rely on professionally. It was a great play. It had nothing to do with who he was playing against. He would have made that play against anybody. It just happened to go against Miro Heiskanen. So, I mean, come on. Get off your goddamn high horse, man. All right. I'm getting over that. My blood is boiling because you just heard it. But this was an overall masterful game by Stuart Skinner and the Edmonton Oilers defense. As a whole team, I want to say this is probably the best performance they had all freaking playoffs long. Do I expect them to continue this on? Yeah, I do. But they're facing a very different animal in the Florida Panthers. I will talk about that in another video. But Edmonton Oilers fans, you guys are going back to the Cup. It's been a super long time. Can you finish the job this time? It's going to be tough. I think, for one, that building was rocking. That place, I would have loved to be on that building. No matter if I was wearing a Stars jersey or Oilers jersey, I don't care. It would have been a great experience to be a part of. If you were there, let me know, man. I've never been to a Stanley Cup Finals game, but I've been to Game 7s. I've been to the Western Conference Finals. I know how loud buildings can get, but that seemed like that was a whole different experience. So let me know what you guys thought about that experience if you were there. But yeah, man, I hate to do this one. Stars fans, I really hate to do it, but I got to do it. I'll do it one last time for you guys as we roll into this one. Oh, eliminated. I know. It hurts. Anyways, guys, that's it for me in this video. You guys heard my rant about 32 podcasts and that thing, but I don't want to take that away from Edmonton Oilers fans. This is your shining moment. You guys deserve to be in the Cup. Finally, after the way the season started and where you guys are at now. Beautiful performance. I don't want to say this is coaching because in my heart, I don't feel like this is coaching whatsoever. Knobloch was given the keys to a Ferrari. He was basically the Barry Switzer in this whole situation. If you know who Barry Switzer is, go look at it. But this is all players. This is all effort. There's a couple decisions made that I can give him credit for. But other than that, I'm not taking away from the players. This is their moment. They need to do what they need to do. They're going up against a very tough opponent. I think you guys know that just as much as well as I do. This is going to be an amazing series. At least I hope to God this is an amazing series. If someone gets swept or if it's 3-1, if we only get 4 games, or 5 games, I'm going to be pissed. I want 7 of this series every single day of the week. I'm not upset about the wait period. Let these players rest up. Give us our best performance we can possibly get. Let's do it for the Edmonton Oilers fans. We're going to rock it out. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider hitting that like button. Please consider that subscribe button. We're going to cover the finals every single game. It's going to be dope. Hopefully, it's going to be magical for one of you guys. But we're going to ride along. So, Edmonton Oilers fans, let's do it, man. Congratulations. You boys deserve it. We'll see you in the Cup Finals Saturday night. Peace out, boys.